Hey you guys, welcome back. Today, I guess, I'm going to have a little bit of an Orchid Haul video. I recently went to the COOS, the Central Ontario Orchid Society show and sale, and had a lovely time. It was a much smaller show than what I'm used to around in my area, but it was nice. It was nice to be able to wander through and not feel like I was tripping over people, or you know how you get into those groups where you gotta turn sideways and kind of shuffle through. There was none of that, and that was really, really nice. There wasn't a lot of orchid vendors. I think that there was 5 or 6 orchid vendors, but what they had was really interesting stuff. I went with Ilona. If you don't know who she is, she has a YouTube channel, and I'll post a link to it down below. She is an orchid enthusiast, just like myself. And I also met Kristen. I hope I'm saying it right. It's Kristen, right? And she's actually a member of that Orchid Society. So had a little chat with her. She had to go and get some money to go and purchase some orchids. And I had already shopped, so I hope I left you enough. Maybe you set some stuff aside, because I think you were there before me. So anyway, I just wanted to show you what I purchased. This is actually one of the bigger hauls that I've gotten at an orchid show. Maybe because it wasn't so congested, I was able to actually look and see. Because when they have the tables of plants, they're really crowded, and you don't really have enough time because people are pushing you to actually lift things up and look around and see what they actually are. Because a lot of things aren't in bloom. Am I missing something? I don't know that I'm missing anything. Anyway, back to it. Oh, and at the end of the video, I'm going to have a little bit of a slideshow with some of the displays that were there. Some of them were absolutely beautiful, and I just wanted to share those. So first off, I'll try my best to put photos of the flowers up in the top corner of the video, just so that you have an idea of what they're supposed to look like. And I really do apologize. I will probably butcher these names. And if you've heard of it, let me know. Maybe you grow it. Give me some care tips, because a lot of these were just impulse shops. And I really didn't intend on buying very much. I think I pre-ordered 4 things. And then Ilona brought me, I'll show you this. It's a little Ziploc bag with a Masdevallia that, let me get it out of here. She made a little moss ball of Masdevallia for me. She has the plant as well at home. This was a little piece that broke off, and she knew that I had a rough time growing Masdevallias, so she thought I should get a second chance. And she was very apologetic. She said that it was growing strong at her house, and then she gave it some higher light, and then it just started deteriorating. And she thought it would look nicer by the time it got to me. But you know what? It is what it is, and I will do my best to try to bring it back. It'll be under my grow lights down here, and we'll see what we can do. Hopefully it survives. I haven't had much luck with Masdevallias. I bought one when I was at the show, but we'll see. So this is the one that Ilona gave me. Thank you so much. I also gave her some butterworts, because when we did the division video, I have, I don't know, 6 or 7 pots of them, so she gladly took some off my hands. So anyway, these I pre-ordered. I'll show you the stuff that I pre-ordered first. I went online and I grabbed these. This is Vanda Robert's Delight, and it's black. So this one here, he was saying that the flowers are as big as my face. I was thinking to myself, well, he was much shorter than I, and my face is much bigger. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe the flowers are as big as my face, or maybe they're a baby's face. I don't know. So this will be very interesting. He said that this was blooming size, and that it blooms much smaller than many other Vanda orchids. So I'm very excited to try this out. This will not go outside until next spring, so I'm just going to hang it from my grow lights and dunk it in a bucket every so often, probably once a day, to moisten these roots. This is the first time I've ever had a Vanda that has had the hanging roots like this. My other Vanda, as you know, is growing in a clay pot. So this will be a different experience, but they're so easy to water. You just always have a bucket of water down here. Well, you do anyway, because it's the grow room, and everything needs a drink. So I'm just going to actually now plunk this down in the bucket off to the side. And while I'm doing this video, it will get a drink. Next thing is Phalaenopsis bellina. Has been a very popular one. This is a species, I believe it's a species, and it is absolutely beautiful. So I'll find a photo and I'll put it up here. If you haven't seen bellina before, absolutely wonderful, wonderful plant. It's a fragrant plant, and I believe it's one of the warmer growers, I believe, and it flowers more in the summertime. Whereas most most Phalaenopsis will bloom in the fall or in the spring, but usually they will last forever because they have such long-lived blooms. So this is a sequential bloomer, so you don't want to remove the flower spikes, and I have one flower spike that's working on growing. So the leaves, not so great. They're like an off color. They're kind of a yellowy color. I think it's just because it was getting a lot of sun. I like my Vandas. Why do I keep wanting to say Vanda? I like my Phals to have a slightly darker leaf, but that's still okay. It's not sunburnt or anything. Then we have, what's this one? The Phalaenopsis Pulchra. I'll put the name down in the comment section below, just in case you have interest. There, I'll put a flower up. I don't know if this is going to have that flower. That's just the flower that came up every time I Googled it. But there's some that have a little bit of white flecks in there, but for the most part they're a deep pink. So this one here has a flower spike right here, and there's another bloom spike down here. I'm trying to do some research on it, but I'm coming up a little bit short on it. I see a lot of photos, but not a lot of literature about them. But the leaves are much more narrow than say, the bellina. See how the bellinas are like little circles, and these ones are long, more strap-like leaves. Again, they're on the yellow side. I like them to be a little bit more on the light green side rather than the yellow. But it is what it is. We'll see how it grows for me. It's got some nice root system here, and it's packed in some moss. It's not heavily packed, so that's nice. It'll have time to dry out. I'll probably end up planting it into some bark media in time, maybe in the spring. And then another one here is Phalaenopsis hieroglyphica. This one is a really beautiful flower. I don't know how big the blooms are. They usually say that the bloom spike will have 3 flowers at a time. I don't know if it will have more than that, like a long spray. They say that this plant will develop keikis and other babies, offsets, and the plant, as it gets large, you can have up to 50 flowers on the plant. So I don't know how this one will grow for me. I saw it and I'm like, I have to have it. I don't know why I was in a Phalaenopsis mood this time. But I needed different Phalaenopsis. I didn't want the typical run-of-the-mill grocery store super hybridized ones. I wanted these more species-type Phalaenopsis to play with. So that's this one. The leaves are much more strap-like. It doesn't really resemble a Phalaenopsis to me. It resembles something else. But I really enjoy it. Another one that I got is a seedling of Sharry Baby. And I've always wanted a Sharry Baby. I have one that's called Oncidium Heaven Sent, which is a cousin of the Sharry Baby. I don't know that I like the smell of it so much. It doesn't remind me of chocolate. Maybe you're going to be throwing things at the screen for me saying that, but I don't know. I want to try the Sharry Baby and see if it smells more like chocolate than the other. But people say that the Heaven Sent is a much nicer, more, I don't know, a nicer smell. I don't know. So if I don't like that one so much, we'll see about this. And usually these ones get to be quite a good size. The pseudobulbs get really big, and then the leaves, I don't know, and then the flower spikes are way up there, and I'm like, I don't have space for that, but I will grow into the space. That is my problem. I need to buy things small, and then as they grow, I make room. But if I bring it home and it's already huge, I don't know what to do with it. I really don't. So, yeah. Got a little baby one, $10. Can't go wrong for $10. And then now we're going into the other stuff that I purchased. I got this little Masdevallia because it was in bloom and it's so pretty. I try to find the flower there. It's really pretty. It's so small. It's in a teeny pot. What is this one? Mazd Sunny Angel Sunshine. It's a cross between Angel Frost and I don't know what the other thing is. It doesn't matter. I could probably Google it and find an answer. So I'm going to try to grow this a little bit differently. I might end up mounting it on a cool log. Not too sure yet. I didn't have much success. Well, I had a lot of success growing it in a pot for about a year, and then all of a sudden all hell broke loose and it just died overnight. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but give me some time. I'll figure it out. If you have any suggestions, please let me know down in the comment section below, because I know some of you are Masdevallia growers. This one here I got for $5, and it reminded me of a catasetum type orchid, but it's LYS aromatica, AROM, yeah, aromatica. I don't know. So I tried Googling this one. Do you see it there? I tried Googling this one and came up short. It didn't bring me anything. What does LYS stand for? Is it a super hybridized thing? I just had a fly around my face. A super hybridized thing? I'm not really sure. So anyway, comment section below. If you know what this is, let me know so I can Google it correctly and maybe change the tag if the tag is wrong. And I will continue to look for this until further notice. I just thought it was cool. They said that it was supposed to get a dormancy period and lose its leaves very similarly to a catasetum type. Ilona said perhaps a lycasty, perhaps, but I don't know. We'll see. Please comment section below if you know what it is. And another one, oh, and this was only $5. And this one here was $4. It was a Dendrobium, a kingianum. Is that what it is? Kingianum? Kingianum. Yep, that's the way. This light is washing me out. So this one here, it was so cute, and it was $4, and I've seen all of you guys with the videos on kingianum, and I said, you know what, I want to give that a try. It's so adorable, and it stays rather small, I think. And I want to try to grow one of the dens that require a dry period in order to bloom. Hopefully I can get this to work, and then if that's the case, I will definitely try some nobile types, because the nobile type dendrobiums are absolutely beautiful, but they require some crazy dry period, and I should be good with a dry period because I never really water very often, so if it doesn't have to be watered, my god, it'll grow like beautiful for me, I'm sure. So, and last plant that I purchased, I've been looking for, well, I haven't really been looking for them because I've seen them, but they've been too expensive and whatever. It is a yellow Psychopsis, because my other Psychopsis is doing beautifully, and I just want another color. I'm probably going to end up planting them in a basket together so that they will kind of intermingle together and look beautiful. This one here, what is it? I don't know. Green Valley. Kalihii, whatever, K-A-L-I-H-I-I, Green Valley. It is beautiful. I ended up paying an extra $5 for an extra bloom spike. If you ask me, that's a steal. If it's $35 for one bloom spike and $40 for two bloom spikes, and they're sequential bloomers, I'm going to pay an extra $5 because sometimes it can take a very long time before you get another bloom spike. And this one here, I don't know whether you'll be able to see because I've got a lot of lights washing this thing out, but there's a lot of beautiful roots down at the bottom. Absolutely beautiful plant. I enjoy this, and I'm going to put it in a bigger pot because it is tippy-tippy, and we don't... I'm getting the flower all caught up in the wires in the ceiling. Oh no! If it falls off because of that, I will die. So I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to repot it into something a little bit more stable, and we'll probably end up commingling the two. I want to keep them in their own little pots, but I want to maybe put them in a basket or something decorative so that they kind of look like they're growing together. Anyway, we'll do that in a further video, and yeah. Last two things, three things. I ended up buying some Neophanetia pots because I have the little teeny Neophanetia that's growing in a little fishnet, like a little mesh pot, but it's so small, and I'm noticing the roots are starting to come out the sides, and with those little mesh pots, the mesh is so close together that it's deforming the roots, and when I go to repot it or take it out, I'm worried that I'm going to end up breaking the roots because they're just so in there. So these ones here have a nice wider gap here, and I might even use one of these for my Sidera japonica and one for the Neophanetia. And look at how much air circulation is in there. That is wonderful. You water it and then it dries out very, very quickly. These were 2 for $10. Love it. And then I also got some neem oil because I have a problem with scale, and I also have a problem with mealybugs. Actually, the mealybugs are looking a lot better. I've been much more diligent, and I've been going through and finding them and then showering them off. I've been making sure to get rid of them whenever I see them. Just wash them away, and it seems to be working really well. And last but not least, I got some Ultra Grow National Organic New Zealand sphagnum moss. This is a compressed moss, and it will make 1.5 kilograms of fresh, wet sphagnum moss. So it looks small. This is perfect. Brad uses this, not this brand per se, but he uses this type of stuff because it's easy to store, very, very small, and then when you need it, it puffs right up, and it's still usually long fiber sphagnum moss. So that is what I got. Very long-winded video. So please stay tuned for some photos from the displays at the show, and until next time, until next Orchid Haul, that'll probably happen in the spring. I don't know whether I'll be able to go anymore. Ilona, you're a bad influence, and I'm probably a bad influence on you because there's nobody to say no. Anyway, hope you enjoy the photos. Happy growing, everyone, and show me what you're getting. I know on the other side of the world, orchid shows are a big deal right now because it's the spring, and so enjoy, have fun, and share all the pictures and videos and orchid hauls and all that jazz. Love to see them. Anyway, happy growing, everyone. So check this out. Right here is where the leaf was coming up. We've got all kinds of flowers on here, but look at this leaf comes up and it forks out. Then we got this one really sad looking leaf. It's got kind of